Hi, my name is Angel, and this is my video submission to Big Bad Toy Store. Why I started collecting as an adult, action figures and toys. One of the main reasons was helping me to recapture some of my childhood. I didn't have a whole lot of toys growing up as a child, but the toys I had, I enjoyed playing with them tremendously, and I cherished all of the ones that I had. I was always very imaginative with my play, using different brands and toys, Batman and X-Men and Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. They were all played with together, and I came up with really good stories when I was little, at least I think. And as an adult, collecting has kind of brought that out again in me. I enjoy taking photography of my action figures and doing a little bit of stop motion as well. And I incorporate stories into those things. And that's really the reason why I enjoy my action figures is, posing them and storytelling. I enjoy showing them to my kids as well, the pictures and the videos that I make for them. I thank Big Bad Toy Store for a lot of the collection that I have. About maybe a third, maybe even a half of my collection is from Big Bad Toy Store. Pile of Loot is always very helpful with getting all my packages, all my action figures together in one shipping. I have a pretty big collection of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z from the SH Figures line, which I've pretty much all gotten from Big Bad Toy Store. So I'm thankful for that. So thank you guys, and that's my video.
Hey, my name is Guzman from Los Angeles, California. Just want to say thank you, Big Bad Toy Store, for offering this great opportunity. It's not every day you win something, so it's actually really nice. Why do I collect toys? Well, one, brings back old childhood memories, from playing Nintendo games all the way to watching movies, cartoons, animated series. Just every piece of memory just comes back to me, That's why I collect what I collect, and get to relive it a little bit longer. Why am I a big fan? Well, it's because everything is easily accessible from one website, and I love Big Bad Toy Store because I'm able to buy figures, toys, all from one website, and it allows me to also purchase easily and ship at the same time if need be. It's one thing I really love about Big Bad Toy Store. What's my favorite about collecting? Just being able to share my fond memories of collecting figures and toys with my two daughters. I get to share with them the things that I used to love as a kid, and I get to pass down to them my memories, and maybe one day they get to also start collecting things of their own. The sky's the limit. I like to pass down at least that tradition down to my kiddos. Once again, I do want to thank Big Bad Toy Store again for just allowing this amazing opportunity. It's not every day you win something. So thank you guys, and have a great day.
So you want to know why I collect toys, huh? Why do I collect toys?
I suppose because collecting is part of my family creed. My grandfather collected antiques. As you can see here with me, there's some of those behind us. Now, my dad and aunts and uncles all collect various things as well, and now have inherited his antiques. Grogu, I said, no on the glasses. Keep those down. And yes, he was a great man. I agree. But now, of course, it's been passed down to me where I've been collecting stuff as well as my cousins. Yeah, that was funny. And I just happen to be collecting all the cool stuff. So, collecting has become a hobby, albeit sometimes an addictive one, but nonetheless, it makes me happy. Yes, I could be out collecting bounties, but I choose to do this instead because the bounties I can always sell my stuff if I ever need any more credits or if I want to upgrade to something newer. Which is why I love you guys. The Big Bad Toy Store. The name says it all. You really do have all the cool stuff for me to upgrade my collection. I typically buy all my cool stuff from eBay. Every one faithful day, one of the sellers included one of your postcards. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Now, who wouldn't want a chance to win more cool stuff? As I've said before, one shall stand and one shall fall. Oh yeah, it's usually me doing the falling. I'm about to turn 50, you guys, and this keeps me young at heart. So, thanks for helping me stay young, at least on the inside.
Hello, my name is Gethin, and this is my collectible in-game room. I started collecting about 10 to 12 years ago when my son was still very young and he became obsessed with G1 Transformers show like I had been at his age. We watched the show together and I started getting him the toys so that we could play with them. After some time I saw that he was getting into other things like Star Wars and Marvel as they had new movies and cartoons coming out, so as you can imagine we started buying those toys too. Now along the way I realized I was buying toys to put on my shelves as well. I love being able to get both the vintage and the newer versions of all the cartoon toys I grew up with in the 80s and 90s, and honestly it's been a great source of connection and fun for me and my now teenage son. Even though he's a little bit more into video games these days, he still wanders in and looks at our collection pretty often. Now, Big Bad Toy Store has been my go-to over the last decade for getting all of my new toys. The pile of loot and flat rate shipping are incredibly helpful, not to mention the selection of awesome collectibles to choose from. The website's really easy to use, and the few times I've talked to their customer service, they are way friendlier than anybody else. Anyway, Big Bad Toy Store, thank you so much for everything that you do for collectors like me, and happy 25th anniversary, and cheers to 25 more.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and I collect toys. As a kid of the 90s, everyone was collecting things. Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, eventually comics. But more recently, as of 2018, I started getting into toys. And when I started toy collecting, I hit the ground running. I used to do a lot of hunting, going store to store, looking for the certain figure. And a lot of times I just wouldn't find the thing that I'm looking for. And once I found out about BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store, it really opened up my eyes to see what my collecting and my collection could do. It let me become very intentional with what I wanted to buy. I was able to start collecting more franchises, more IPs. I'm a big X-Men collector, love Digimon, love Pokemon, anime, and BBTS just allowed me to pick and choose what I wanted to buy. And one of my favorite things about collecting is actually getting out and posing my action figures, making them look real nice. And then when people kind of come and see my collection, it's like, they're almost blown away because they're like, wow, this is a really nice setup. And so BBTS just really allowed me to show my true self and how I feel about collecting and let others kind of get the experience of what a collection could look like. I may not have the biggest collection. I may not have the smallest collection, but my collection is something that means a lot to me, and I want to be able to pass on my collection to my younger kids when they get older. I love when they come and look at my collection, they ask me questions, and it just makes me feel really good about that. So being a toy collector has been an amazing experience. Using Big Bad Toy Store has made life a lot easier.
So the reason for me collecting is my dad. My dad was into a lot of, stuff like that, and he was into G.I. Joe and had some when he was a kid, and I have some now, and these are his exact ones from when he was a kid. Hand-me-downs, I guess, but And now I'm into collecting high-end collectibles. So from Big Bad Toy Store. The reason I collect is because not only is it fun, but I get to express myself, express my interests, and I get to appreciate the things I'm into and have something physically to hold to, you know, be like, oh, I'm into this. It's a good way to start a conversation, I guess. Huh? But now the reason I like BigBadToyStore.com is not only because of, you know, the great figures, the, you know, the deals and stuff like that, but it's the variety. I feel like anybody who wants to start collecting and, you know, doesn't know where to start should just look at Big Bad Toy Store. There's everything you can imagine. There's such a you know, a big selection. And I feel like even people who aren't into, you know, nerdy things can find something they like and enjoy on BigBadToyStore.com. And my favorite part of collecting is that I get to reflect on different parts of my life. And, you know, like this when I was a kid, you know, and this is till now, right? But, you know, eventually I can look back on those and enjoy that and relive those moments where I was so happy or, you know, just into whatever I was into.
So I want to start by thanking you guys for this contest for the community. It's an awesome thing y'all are doing. To answer the questions that you had, number one, why do I collect? I grew up in a really poor family. It was just my single mother, my sister, and myself. So we didn't have a lot of money for extras. All the toys I had growing up were hand-me-downs. So when I got of age, I started trying to give that little boy in me a little bit of that childhood he missed, a little bit of that plastic happiness that he needed. Now I'm 39. I didn't have any kids, so my wife and I get to still keep spoiling that inner child in me. As far as why I use Big Bad Toy Store, there's a lot of reasons why I use you guys, but the main ones are, number one, loyalty. I'm 39, like I mentioned, and I've been using you guys since I was 18, so that's over 20 years. But apart from that, within those 20 years, your customer service has been amazing. Anytime that I've ever had an issue, you guys are able to resolve it in a positive way. It may not always be the outcome I want, getting the figure that is no longer in stock or that is no longer being sold, but it's always a positive outcome in which I feel that you guys are doing the best you can as a company. So those are a couple of the main reasons. But another one is the amount of products that you guys have. I mean, you guys have first party, you've got third party, you've got model kits, you've got pretty much everything that my heart could desire in one place. So with that, once again, I just want to make sure that I thank you guys for everything that you do for the community. And here's to hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that mine is the video that you choose.
Hi, my name is James. And the reason I collect toys is because toy collecting is fun. Just like when I was 5 years old, whenever I get a new toy in the mail or go to a convention and buy one, it brings a smile to my face. So I keep collecting because it keeps bringing me joy, so I don't see a reason to stop. Why I collect is because I feel toy collecting or memorabilia collecting in general is just a great way to express yourself. And I've been able to express myself for the last 20 years. And I've done that with the help of Big Bad Toy Store. I've been with Big Bad Toy Store for probably the last 15 years. And the reason I'm a fan of Big Bad Toy Store is because for those 15 years, I feel like I've never had to worry. I've always ordered with you guys with confidence. I've always had great customer service experiences whenever I've had them. So I've never seen a reason not to go with you guys if I can. And my favorite part of toy collecting, it used to be the thrill and the rush of getting a new figure or a new statue, but now that I have a 5-year-old, I think my favorite part is seeing his excitement and joy when I get a new figure or statue. And even though he can't play with them because, you know, he shouldn't, he still loves looking at them with me and coming downstairs and telling me which statue's his favorite this week. So that's definitely my favorite part now. And I just appreciate the opportunity to even be in the sweepstakes, so I hope Big Bad Toy Store is around for another 25 years.
Hello, my name is John Kunze, and I'm just here to tell you a little bit about what I love about collecting action figures and toys. Just been a huge fan of collecting anything from Marvel Legends to G.I. Joe to Star Wars. I'll just kind of show you a little bit of my collection as I speak here. Yeah, just a vast collection of items, a wide variety. Black Series Star Wars to vintage collection Star Wars to actual vintage items. Some vintage Star Wars figures and play sets here. That one's a great set. Transformers. I've just collected just everything I could get my hands on, really. Masters of the Universe, Mattel. There's a vintage Hoth set up there. And I really enjoy buying a lot of my items from Big Bad Toy Store, just for the fact that they have a wide variety of all makes, manufacturers, just everything you could possibly think of. Big Bad Toy Store has it. And the convenient pile of loot option to collect all your orders and have them shipped at once for a flat rate fee is very cost effective. Here's my vintage G.I. Joe, modern and vintage G.I. Joe room. A lot of vintage items. I love G.I. Joe, my bread and butter. I just kind of went crazy collecting G.I. Joe. But I don't regret one bit. I love creating these displays. It's just, it's a fascinating hobby. It's a lot of fun. Kind of expensive, but hey, well worth it. So that's just a little bit about me, my collecting habits, what I love about the whole hobby, and what I love about Big Bad Toy Store. Thank you.
Happy 25th anniversary, Big Bad Toy Store. My name is Renee. I'm getting ready for Halloween, but let me tell you why I collect toys. Collecting takes me back to a simpler time in my life. A time in my life where G.I. Joe and He-Man taught me how to speak English. I grew up watching a lot of television. And a lot of television meant a lot of commercials, which meant asking Mom for a lot of toys. Sure, she'd say, just get your chores done first. Don't play outside too late. Here's my original He-Man, complete with the permanent marker beard that I gave him. Thanks to my original Skeletor, that is. I grew up being the quietest kid with the loudest imagination, and knowing my toys is knowing my story. Each toy tells a different adventure, and when I can't find them out there in the wild, I turn to my best friends, the Big Bad Toy Store. Their website has everything, and with their pile of loot system, well, after I get my chores done, right, Mom? I can ship myself the best presents ever. What an irreplaceable feeling. Today, I'm a clinical social worker. What that means is that along with my adulting trophies, like my diplomas and certificates, I also have my toys. Everywhere. They help break the ice with the clients that I see. Adults, children, families, teens. Helps remind them that they're working with a person who's not there to judge them. They're working with the man who is also in touch with that inner child. That little kid who loves to play outside in the backyard with a flashlight, or who encourages them not to take life so seriously. And my hope is that I could do that for a long, long time to come. Thanks, Big Bad Toy Store, for helping this kid stay in touch with being curious. Muchas gracias.